Welcome back, everyone. Conklin and Company continues now with a salute to the amazing athletes ready to make the trek south to Columbus for the 2014 Ohio Special Olympics. And here to talk about that, we have Mary Seaman from the Wood County Special Olympics, and we have also Lauren Williams. Coach Lauren from Hancock County. Thanks to both of you for coming in.
Thank you.
As we salute the athletes and the people who make it happen. And as we speak here, we're taping this early for this Sunday's taping, but the torch run's going on throughout Northwest Ohio, the entire state of Ohio, and it's a big celebration of what the Special Olympics will be this weekend. And maybe, Mary, we can start with you. First the torch run, and then the actual Olympic Games themselves. What's the torch run all about?
Sure. The torch run is a really great opportunity for law enforcement officers all over the nation, but in Ohio also to come together and to raise awareness for Special Olympics. In addition to raising awareness, it raises funds for Special Olympics and significant amount of funds for Special Olympics.
And that's a big part of this as well. I mean, there's a plunge of sorts too that's raised a lot of money for the Special Olympics. So Lauren, do you get involved with the run itself, the torch run itself?
We meet ahead of time with our local law enforcement and we map out our run. So we have our run mapped out and we have all of our times because we actually pick up our athletes and our athletes run the last leg of the race in Findlay, and then we kind of plan a big party at the end.
Oh, fantastic. And part of that is going on as we speak. This is as we air here on Sunday. It has begun and will continue through the week, culminating with the events, the Olympic Games themselves down at Jesse Owens Stadium in Columbus. Let's talk about some great athletes who are actually taking part as we tape today, earlier in the week, in the national games. And Mary, tell us about those. They're siblings, right?
Right. We have Jason and Katie Rupert, Wood County athletes, who they're in Princeton, New Jersey, currently participating in the national games. Opening ceremonies took place last night, and then they are both actually competing today. We have not heard how they've done yet. But
today being Monday as we tape.
Yes.
Just to be forthright with our viewers, right?
Yes.
How does an athlete become part of the games? I mean, you have maybe so many deserving kids and young adults who want to take part in these games. Not just anyone can head to Columbus and be part of this. You have to qualify, don't you?
Right. I know there are 18,000 athletes in Ohio Special Olympics, involved in Ohio Special Olympics. So every organization in Ohio, and there are 132 Special Olympics organizations in Ohio, every organization has different numbers of athletes. And so the state office allocates each organization a certain number of athletes to take to the state competition. So for Wood County, the number is 24, and we actually keep ours a little bit lower than what we used to. Because not because of funding. For us, it's because of help. It takes a lot of help to get these athletes to Columbus and to make sure that they have a successful and a fun trip. In Wood County, we have 1 full-time and 2 part-time staff, and then we heavily rely on volunteers to assist us in getting our athletes to these competitions, and also in everyday sporting events that we do as well.
What is the ratio that you what's best ratio?
It's a 3-to-1 ratio is what we require for Hancock County. For 3 athletes for 1 volunteer, 1 coach. So we also get to send 24 athletes down to state this year. So we're competing in track and field and volleyball.
Tell me about the volunteers, because it's a volunteer position, but as is the case in so many noble gestures, it's the volunteer who gets paid. Explain maybe.
I coach basketball and I have a lot of volunteers, and I recruit them from school. I teach high school math and I recruit them over to help me. And by the end of the season, they're like, when can we come back? This was the most rewarding thing I've ever done. So they're eager to come back, and they've learned so much and they've become much more aware of what Special Olympics is all about.
Mary, maybe just expound on that, if you will.
Sure, the volunteers are a very integral part of the program. Without volunteers, we can't run the program. I know in Wood County we have 450 athletes who participate in 12 sports throughout the year, and without those volunteers we are unable to run our practices. So having those volunteers, just that person there that can assist the sports coordinators or the coaches, is necessary.
Take us inside a basketball practice, Coach Lauren.
A basketball
yeah.
practice. Oh, they're a lot of fun. We come in and we get in a big circle and we stretch, and stretching is sometimes a challenge. And then we run, and then we complain about running, so we run some more. It's great. And then we run through the drills, but we have music playing, we're dancing,
Okay.
we're having a great time. And, you know, nothing too serious, nothing too overbearing, because, you know, they have, some athletes have behavior, some athletes have different restrictions on them, so you have to make it so that everybody can have fun and everybody can participate without kind of pushing over the limits.
How do you determine someone's a basketball player, someone's a swimmer, someone is a shot putter or a runner? I mean, how do they fall into the different categories?
Well, we really let the athletes decide that for themselves, and we encourage them to do multiple sports. It's very good for them to try out a lot of different sports and see what they like. And some of them do the sports because they are have had a lot of success and they're very competitive in that sport. Some of them sign up for certain sports because their friends are in it. So everyone's after something a little bit different.
In closing, would you say, you talk about support, you need the volunteers. Would you just say for people to contact each county individually?
Absolutely.
Wood County, Wood Lane Industries, or how does that work?
In Wood County, to volunteer, someone could contact Emily Dunapace, who is our volunteer coordinator through the Wood County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
All right, and Coach Lauren?
For Hancock County, we call Blanchard Valley Center, and our coordinator, his office is inside there. His name's Al Thomas.
Okay, and you can go to Lucas County as well. The volunteers are needed everywhere.
Oh,
We'll address
yes.
that in just a minute. Best of luck with the Special Olympics down at Jesse Owens Stadium as the National Games wrap up and the Ohio Games. You know, ramp up, if you will. We'll get ready for that.
Thank you very
thank you
much.
very much for
Thank
coming
you.
in. And thanks for what you do
Thank
every
you.
day. All right, we'll come back in just a minute. Take 3 on the way with Skylar Meadows and London Mitchell at Cumulus Radio in just a jiffy.